The following game has been rated T for teen by the ESRB for fantasy violence, mild language, and drug references. That means anyone under the age of 13 should not be watching this video. You have been warned. Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we're returning back to Starpoint Gemini Warlords. So, the premise of Starpoint Gemini Warlords is that you are a starship captain doing starship things. What sets this game apart from the rest of the series is that in addition to commanding your starship, you also have the ability to build and command whole AI fleets and have them do starship things as well as sack and pillage your enemies, and you don't even have to be there. And the main storyline is that you are a starship captain working for refugees from a former Earth empire. And originally said empire explored the Gemini system, settled it, and once the... I don't know how long it's been since the settlement of the initial First War. Eventually, the people who lived in Gemini decided that they wanted to be independent from the old Earth Empire. So they fought a war against Earth. Someone somewhere, I'm not quite certain who still, used reality-bending weapons to basically tear apart the fabric of space and time. But while it allowed the independent Gemini forces to win their war effectively, it cut off the Gemini system from the rest of everywhere, as well as basically filling the whole of Gemini space with these odd spatial anomalies, which generally provide more detriment than benefit. But time passes over the course of, at that point, 2 different games, and somewhere in and around the end of the second Gemini system, contact with Earth has been reestablished. The old Earth Empire invades, but apparently it turns out that they were being attacked by aliens themselves. So, in an effort to get away from said aliens, they managed to get a bunch of their fleets and personnel and civilians and population, and a good, I guess, cross-section of their civilization, truth be told, into Gemini before they shut down whatever portal or gateway they were using, or somebody was using to connect to Gemini in the first place. And then this fragment of the Earth Empire settles in a far-flung backwater corner of the Gemini system on a planet known as Phazos, I think. And then forms the Solari Concord, of which your character is a member, as I stated previously. And if you haven't been seeing any of the prior episodes, I've been working on acquiring resources and money to research the various technologies to build this massive, massive super weapon class ship. which one of our AI comrades believes is needed to fight the pirates. Now, generally, I would question why we need a massive super weapon. Generally, such weapons aren't designed to promote peace but conquest. However, I should point out that prior to the desire and drive to build this super weapon, the pirates that my faction has been fighting snuck aboard our headquarters because it's apparently a wellspring of security. And managed to steal the plans for said super weapon, and then we discovered that they were building one of their own. And apparently the only way to counteract a super weapon is another super weapon. So I've spent the last couple of episodes basically gathering resources through conquest, because that's pretty much the game. And I've been researching pretty much all the technologies. I believe I still have 2 technologies left to before I can finish researching the Proxima, which is the name for the super weapon. I'm still fairly certain that it won't be used for benevolent means, but the game says build it, our governmental overlords say build it, our friends say build it, everybody says build it, and the game won't progress until we build it, so I guess we're building it. Well, yeah, that could possibly happen. However, as I found out last episode or 2 episodes ago of this game, there are a variety of planets in the Gemini system that are settled that you can't actually take without the Proxima. So apparently, in order to actually conquer all of Gemini, I'm going to need this thing anyway. So there's that. And as such, this game is of course made by... Thank you again. And that being said, let us begin. Okay, so here we are. This is our ship in the center of the screen. It is now aligned with the rest of everywhere. The space station that you see in the... I would say background, but the ship is currently pointing to it, so you could argue it's the foreground, but technically the foreground is in the front of the screen, which is the ship. So this space station right here is Concordia. This is our headquarters. This is where everything... Why does it look like it's building something? Anyway, this is where all of our ships get built. Technically that's not true, as there are... Oh look, emergency jump has been finished researching. So that's 11 out of 12 Proxima segments. But as I was saying, Concordia, headquarters, where everything is researched, all the fleets are commanded from, sort of, kind of ish. We are, as far as I know, technically in the ship.
HQ reports one of our fleets have returned.
Cool. And all that fun stuff. And all these ships around us is my fleet. Now, I can command fleets, but I found, at least for the jobs that I need to do in-game, it's easier just to have a massive pile of your largest and most powerful vessels in one fleet, just following you around willy-nilly as you go complete everything that you need to do. And as speaking of completing everything that I need to do, that's... What I've been doing is, well, basically conquering territory and fighting things. So, I've been in the process of defending this area last episode from someone. I mean, I'm assuming they're coming in from Solmea, but they could have just easily been coming in from the northern areas. But basically, I conquered all this area, and my allies in the Magano Barony took this area. Episode before that, I conquered all of Helmsford, or at least the region that is known as Helmsford. Keep meaning to take out Scent Chunk, but I keep getting distracted by somewhere else. And as for what we're doing, we still need to finish researching the Proxima, of which there is the shielded core housing left. In order to research the shielded core housing, which the description is: the power core is a mighty but dangerous beast, especially for something of this magnitude. Imagine what would happen if the core overloaded and blew up. No more Proxima. No more you, probably. You might want to shield the core somewhat, just as precaution. So yes, we managed to research everything of the Proxima except the shield housing, which protects what I'm assuming is a very small star from, well, irradiating and cooking the rest of the ship. But in order to finish researching it, I need, well, I have plenty of gas and materials, but I need 50,000 ore, of which I only have, 55,000 ore, of which I only have 50,750, and I also need, what was that, 10 million? Yeah, that looks like 10 million credits, of which I have 1.5. So unlike for the rest of this whole excursion, where I've needed ore like it's nobody's business, it was the legitimately one thing that, I needed that I couldn't get enough of, which prompted me to conquer everything that I had conquered in the past handful of episodes. Now, it was all pretty much just to get more ore faster. So I managed to get plenty of ore and plenty of means of getting more ore, but now ore isn't the major restraint that I have. Now it's actually coin. And while I could go about conquering, well, everybody, that doesn't really make me coin. What does make me coin is the job board, and which is basically your instant action work for hire board, and you get a variety of different jobs doing a variety of different things for a variety of different payouts. And they change regularly. I think it's not every time I exit and reload. I think every time it recycles the so-called week, where I get more passive income. That's when the job board, I believe, cycles. But it looks like the largest payout is going to be the destruction mission, where it's recommended level 35, and I'm at that level, which is why the number is green. Distance of 240,099, I'm assuming spatial units. But the Solari Concord is offering good payment for ridding an area of intruders. Intel suggests strong opposition, so mercenary fleets are advised to take on the job. Extra credits will be authorized for a full cleanup. So since this is the highest paying job at 4.9 million, at least I think that's 4.9 million, let's take the job. And it is located actually right outside the planet.
Affirmative. Engage sublight.
Fineros, that's the planet's name.
One of our fleets have returned.
Fleet is following me, right? Yeah. So they basically need a hostile unit cleanup with probably 0 witnesses, off in this area, practically within the gravity well of the planet.
Have returned.
Now, you think the capital... Do you mind? You would think that the capital of our faction would be better defended, but apparently it's not. It too, much like Concordia Station, is a wellspring of defense. To be fair, I do have pretty much all of the major ships of Solari Concord following me around, but there are still garrison forces, which I have no direct control over. Also, I'm now at 51,302 minerals. Ore. So. Okay, this is a lot of targets. That's a very big ship, and my shields are down, so we are going to cloak. Well, I wait for the rest of my fleet to show up. And we're also going to boost the shields, as well as deploy fighters.
Energy shields reinitialized.
I almost didn't see your meager ship.
Fighter squadrons, you're good to go.
A lot of destroyers.
I hope your cargo hold has room for my
Alright, let's got the non-damage shield side on the enemies.
Destroyed.
Oh, that's a big carrier. Several big carriers. Begin to see why this mission is about 5 million coin. It's also defensive platforms. How they managed to build defensive platforms right outside my, well, home planet
Momentarily, a mining beam
does kind of make me worried.
One of our fleets have finished their job.
Mining weapons.
Cruiser,
That shield is at half capacity.
I'm sure it is.
Heavy tunnel damage. Undead.
Alright, there goes one of my carriers.
Shield reactivation complete.
Of course, we're going after the Freightliner because the cargo ship makes so much sense.
Answer your best, can it?
Shields restored, Captain.
I'll go out with a bang.
Alright, so now that that power-up's reset, let's actually use it again to goose the starboard shield. Go fight a battleship.
No more! Please, no more!
Alright. Everybody on the carrier.
Teach you a lesson, Kurt.
Aft shield is at half capacity.
Yeah, all my shields are at half capacity. In fact, one of my shields is failing. Probably turn
Starboard
around.
shield down to 25%, Captain. Target destroyed.
Destroy the Burra! Now!
Roger that. Commencing automated firing sequence.
Assistance required. We can't take this any longer.
Affirmative. Entering stealth mode. Shields are back on.
Alright, there goes that carrier.
Destroy the Burra, now.
Of course, it did cancel my cloak. Alright, reboost the shields. It's another carrier. This carrier's at 14. Everybody pile on that.
Answer your best, can it?
And I'm actually out of range.
Everything's good. Reporting on possessions.
You're dead. Everybody shoot that carrier.
50%.
Oh, a dreadnought. Cloak the vessel.
Energy shields reinitialized.
The ship can't stand this much beating!
That dreadnought's dead. Another dreadnought. It's another carrier. Everybody focus on this carrier.
I'll take your ship as reward. Smash the pretender.
I like how everybody, once they get to the large capital vessels, just basically stays put. Except me, which
Starboard shield down to 25%.
still believes that it's probably a good idea to keep moving.
That cheap shot was your last.
I'm sure you think that.
Starboard shield down to 25%.
Alright, there goes that carrier.
Aft shield down to 25%, Captain.
Alright, cloak the vessel.
Entering stealth mode.
And everybody pile on this dreadnought.
You cannot hide.
Reinitializing shields.
This one I was at 30 seconds before I can use that again. Oh well.
This can't be your best. Evasive maneuvers. Before further damage and all
App shield down to 25%, Captain.
Okay, so an enemy fleet has started trying to take my area. I'm currently in the middle of this. It's another carrier. Everybody pile on that carrier. Cloak the vessel
System
again.
Initiated.
Goose the shields.
Shield initiated.
Why do I keep calling it goose the shields? I have no idea. Oh, a second carrier. Okay.
Getting cocky, eh?
Let's not have the weaker shield face the enemy. Alright, and that carrier goes bye-bye. Everybody pile on this carrier now.
Port shield is at half capacity.
I'm sure it is. Fly into this thing, here as much.
Now there's no escape.
App shield is at half capacity.
Yeah, all my shields are running
I'll
off.
take your ship as board.
Shields are back online.
Attacking the foe.
Alright, we boost the shields again.
We cannot take anymore.
Port shield down to 25%, Captain.
I'm sure it is.
We've destroyed an enemy target.
And down you go. Right, I should probably focus on things actually shooting my ship, as opposed to...
Starboard shield down to 25%, Captain.
Cloak the vessel.
Shields are back online.
Well, some of the shields anyway. I like how the ship's cloaked, the fighters still know where it is, and no one on any of the enemy gunnery platforms thinks, you know what, we should chase down the fighters, because they know where the ship is. To be fair, I'm probably out of range again. This one was one of mine, but you know what, it's not materials, so... Oh, there was still a cruiser left, interesting.
Energy shields reinitialized.
Boost the shields again.
Starboard shield down down to 25%, Captain. Aft shield is at half capacity.
Still beats the port shield, which is down to less than 15. As I fly into the platform. Somebody blew up a platform. And port shield's now down to 2%. Starboard's down to 4. Forward shield's at 48, and I can't really see the aft shield, but since it's about yellow, I would assume around, well, since it's the color yellow, I would assume it's around the same percent as the forward shield. And now, since I technically flew far enough away, the tactical display went away. Alright, another platform goes bye-bye. Where did this carrier come from?
Shields restored, Captain.
Everybody make this carrier go away. Reboost the shields, even though I probably only have like 2 more uses of that. I really do not want to know what the status of my actual fleet is. I'm guessing whole chunks of it are now gone. Plus side, they broke another platform.
Starboard shield is at half capacity.
Now once the port shield's actually higher than the starboard, so let's swing around and have it face the carrier.
Please, no more.
Or do I feel like I lost somebody else?
Not really smart, are you?
I'll hunt you to the end of the galaxy.
I'm sure you will.
I'll have to teach you a lesson, Kern.
Hey, we blew up a carrier.
Take you with me.
Starboard shield's down.
Enemy down. Shield reactivation complete.
Cool. Let's use one of our last shield boosters to actually boost the shield. So we got, looks like 5 more platforms left. Let's actually go for this platform and not get caught in between all of them. And I just like the fact that the target cam doesn't actually work on these stationary platforms. So like, well, another platform does, but like when I'm targeting a ship, it'll actually center the screen on the ship, and I can fly my ship around it. But with the platforms, it's always fixed to the the forward facing of my personal ship. Target this one. There it goes. Now we can target another one. Let's not have the weak shield facing it. I'm actually running out of heavy weapon ammo.
Down to 25%, Captain.
I think all but the forward magazines are empty now. Alright, that's dead. That's gone. I got what, one more platform left? Target the platform. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a shield generator. And it's gone. Object destroyed structure. So what else is left? Or did we kill everything and it doesn't flag it as done until we leave? In which case I'm just going to shoot all these derelicts. I'm beginning to, well, I'm not beginning to see. I see now why the this particular mission was ridiculously more at a ridiculously higher payout than say all the others. And I just slammed into that derelict right there. But it's gone now. And I pick up more pirate currency in the form of plasma rifles. I call it the pirate currency because it's illegal everywhere, but every pirate seems to carry it, and well, everybody is more than willing to trade for it, so can't imagine how illegal it actually is if everybody's willing to still buy it. I also pick up cybernet implants, whatever they actually are. Alright, I'm actually out of range. No, I'm not. Of course, it's a small target, so...
On to the next one.
Apparently, I even had to blow up the, remains. I get 14 million... What was that? 888,300 some odd credits. So yeah, on a job that paid out less than 5 million credits, because I managed to kill everything, I get almost 3 times the amount. Almost not more than 3 times the amount, because it was like 4.9. Military fleets have been fighting over his own decadence ward. Right. Someone was fighting in an area that I had under my control. Where is... Okay, so they managed to take this system. And, they're working on this fleet battle, of which the Outer Lands has more fleet power. So chances are good they're probably going to take that. In the meantime,
Initiating sublight.
I said to Faneros, just simply because it's closer and has a shipyard. But just has fleet, so I have Maxim's Praetorian, Terra Higgs Borealis, those are 2 of my 3 War Masters, and 3 carriers. So I managed to lose my 3rd War Master and 2 carriers.
Welcomes you with open arms, Captain.
I did recall the fighters,
Affirmative.
okay.
Changing course.
So let's head to the planet because Concordia's it's closer than
Initiating
Concordia is. So let's go to the dry dock, and because we're fully repaired, let's just rearm the ammo. Sell off all the random goods we picked up. And if we look at, no, not dry dock, look at the trader in terms of equipment. This is my ship, I keep forgetting that. Need heavy shield boosters. Buy those. I have arguably 7 million credits to play with. I did buy them, right? Yeah, now I bought them. As well as all these T drives. Which will allow me to fast travel to various areas. I'm also going to buy these heavy repair drones because I probably always need more. Alright, so let's leave. And then, if we go to ship, yeah, okay, so I'll remove the hull, unmount the hull integrity field for right now, and put in the T drives, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the T drives and just fast travel to right outside the fleet battle.
Radiation detected, Captain.
And this is the area where the system tries to eat the ship. Of course, I think I still have my anti-radiation upgrades built in. But while we're heading there, build ships, replace Nika, that's the 3rd War Master's Dreadnought, and get me 2 more carriers to replace my losses. And we are now here. So there is a War Master here, as well as a gas pocket.
Do you think you can stand against us?
Apparently so, because
Destroy the barrage.
somebody went flying. Alright, this gunship's dead. Deploy fighters. And the War Master is in a battleship. Can I? No, he has a biometric shield. Of course he does.
You can't scrape the rust off my ship.
I'm not certain if she said lust or rust. I'm sure she said rust, but I'm going to assume it's lust because that seems funnier. Whoever said I wanted you people alive. Now, I'm assuming these comments are coming from the enemies.
Down to 25%, Captain.
And let's use those shield boosters I just purchased to boost the shield. Because I lost a good chunk of health, so let's use the repair bots as well. And just open fire. The heavy guns.
The ship's practically falling apart.
Some Burai's attacking us.
And bye-bye War Master.
Time to die.
In fact, I think that's actually the rest of the fleet. In which case, let's just call the fighters. Huh. Alright, so you know what? Let's actually dock. Because we're sitting right here. Sell what little we managed to pick up. As well as rearm and repair. Oh, 15 million. Let's leave. And there's an enemy fleet right here, the Celestial Flotilla. Considering one battleship, one cruiser, 2 destroyers, 3 frigates, 4 corvettes, and a gunship. And it looks like they're coming from this angle. So they probably flew up here, took this outpost, took this guard station, and then tried to take the Lune research station. Of course, I don't know if this is the fleet that did it. I mean, they look to be heading straight this way, so I don't know if they're gunning for this garrison next, or they're just patrolling around in the area. But I believe we're moving at the same speed, so I probably won't catch them. In the meantime, send these civilian fleets out to do this, salvage that, and we're in the middle of combat.
Tactical reports of hostiles in the area.
Well, it's just random garrison forces. Go there. But you know what? Let's actually hit the forward outpost, see if they can get them to turn around. I mean, they did turn around.
Adjusting access elevation.
Battle started. Alright, so there's this anomaly that we're probably going to have to deal with because it's making everything look funny.
Target.
I mean, out of the anomalies, it's one of the prettier ones, but still. Just kill off all the gunships. I prefer to before that enemy fleet shows up, but I think that was them off in the distance.
It's been a hell of a ride.
Now these guys off here, I think that's the fleet.
With that,
But you know, we still outnumber them in terms of fleet power, and I'm trying to shoot somebody out of range. Of course, my fleet's still off on the edge of nowhere.
Everyone to the escape pod!
So is my fleet showing up, or am I just fighting everybody by myself? Oh, a destroyer. Goody. Send over a boarding team. Breach the hull.
We're dangerously close to dying.
Run past the cargo bay. Run past the engine room. Pillage the shield generator. Advance.
We'll drink some hogwash in heaven.
Move past the med bay.
This is no true end.
And break their weapons control.
Neutralized.
Alright, now, because I pillaged everything, I won't have enough people to actually move on, so let's just leave. And while doing all of that, I lost my port shield, I should say, so let's boost the shields. And then watch as the destroyer explodes. And that's the battleship.
Finish their job.
Taking missile fire from somewhere. And goodbye. And we've recaptured the zone.
We destroyed an enemy target. Fighter squadrons, you're good to go.
I never launched fighters. That, or I recalled them without my realizing it. Okay, so this area is now mine. Still don't quite know where the enemy fleet came from. It's either came from this angle or this angle. But in the meantime, let's research the last thing for the Proxima, because I'm fairly certain I have enough coin now. So let's start researching that. Meant to do that before, but completely forgot about it. And Niker's almost 3/4 done being, well, her new ship's almost 3/4 done being built. Well, that's why I was losing shields all that much. All my spare power was being put to movement. Alright, so now we basically wait for something to research, so let's actually go exploring this area. So I'm guessing the enemy fleets came from this angle, but I'm not seeing a zone border here, so I'm thinking this whole area is being controlled by the planet. And yes, I do see this fleet here.
We're entering enemy territory.
Oh look! The zone control for this zone. Oh, and it's actually got defenses, so it's one of the bigger ones. What is this? Just this fleet battle. Okay. Well, I guess I'll find out once my fleet shows up and they can help me kill everything.
Acquiring planar coordinates.
Well, here comes their fleet. As comes mine. Well, what's left of it. Looks like Higgs and 2 of the carriers. Don't quite see where Maxton is. Of course, he's probably right there.
The hull reports multiple breaches.
Target is down.
So you like to gamble, eh?
No, actually. At least not unless it's a sure bet.
We're tailing.
That cruiser's dead.
Everyone to the escape pod!
Send over the Marines for this one. Grapple it so that way it doesn't get out of range. But again, move past the cargo bay and the engine room. Just to break their shields. And they don't have enough people to move on, so they're leaving. Let's cut the grapple. And somebody's fighting another fleet battle in the Outer Lands. We're in the general area.
Stationary, but we're sure as hell reactionary.
Hostile installation identified nearby.
This place is being attacked here. It would be nice if I could actually see the fleet power without it scrolling automatically. My side actually holds a little bit more in fleet power, and I am actually moving forward still. So they should be good. Let's deploy fighters, because I forgot to do that. I think all that's left are actually the platforms. Maybe that's why there's what the shield generators are good for. I've kept wondering why what the shield generators are for when I could always fly through the shields and shoot the light weapons through, but it looks like they're actually supposed to block heavy weapons. Of course, we don't have to kill off the shield generators to take the station. So if we just focus on the outpost, you can kill off all the platforms. But yeah, fly clean through the shield, still shoot through the shield. Goes that platform. That platform. Alright, that one died as I was using the special abilities. Ah, here it is. So where's the next platform? And that one's now gone. As I fly into this platform, and we captured this zone, and Leonard Maxton goes up a level. Recall the fighters, because I keep forgetting to do that. Okay, so what was this thing? Jester Industrial Station. Okay, so let's dock with it. I'm well aware another of my areas is technically under attack, but... I mean, I'm right here, so let's actually sell off everything. Well as rearm. Thank you. And we went up in level, so I think several actually. So I now have 4 unused skill points. So Cloak is at 7, Disable's at 6, as is Expose, and Execute's at 8. But that auto levels up or unlocks at the next, well, as I progress in level. So, much as I like having the Cloak, I like upgrading the skills evenly, so let's actually unlock Disable for next. So that's now at 7 as well. So next time I get 4 skill points, I'll be upgrading Expose and then probably Cloak again. And I have no perk points, so there's no point there.
May your travels be bountiful.
Okay, so Stone's actually smaller than I thought it was. But we now have 7 minutes and 43 seconds left to defend this outpost. And I doubt we're going to get there in... Well, I mean, maybe. We're only, what? A little over 4 hexagons away? We're at the edge of this one. That's 1, 2, 3, and a little bit into this one. So I'd say 3.5 hexagons away. We might make it in time, and if not, I can always T-drive there. As for the replacement ships, Nika's new vessel is done, and the first of the 2 carriers is about halfway complete. Also, almost done researching the final piece for the Proxima. Okay, so I'm guessing the final piece of the Proxima has been researched. So Raynor Trace, the guy in charge of the R&D department, is contacting us. So Justicar, that's our current title or rank. But anyway, Justicar Pelgry, Proxima is finished. Please join me for its maiden voyage. I'm in the middle of a fight, but sure. I just hope it fares better than the Icarus, a prototype battleship that got blown up at the beginning of the game. Alright, so that's been complete. So ends the battleship chapter. So now I have to upgrade to at least a dreadnought ship. Well, class vessel. So always wondered if it would be like a case where it's the super capital ships, the dreadnought, the battleship, the dreadnought, the carrier, were all one chapter. And what it's telling me is that the game won't actually progress until I pick up a dreadnought class vessel. So that's next on the hit parade once I deal with this station battle. But you know, this is a different zone, so I'm seeing this dash line here. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. Weird. Anyway, so once that's done, I'll probably go looking down in here because
Always a pleasure seeing you, Captain.
the thing that I need to get a dreadnought is there's just one destroyer left here, I think. Oh, and the War Master.
sends word that one of our fleets have finished their task.
I got you in my sight.
So I think they may have actually had this as I witnessed one of the garrison ships get blown up. So I don't think they had this unless they actually showed up. Anyway, let's kill this carrier. Let's not have our weakened shield face it. Let's deploy fighters. Always fun fighting in the middle of an asteroid. And I am losing... Book the vessel and begin repairs. See, I'm losing aft shields. As far as I know, this is the only ship left, so... It's a carrier, so I'm assuming it had plenty of fighters. 13 fighters from... Don't know if that's 4 wings or not, but either way.
I've seen asteroids put up a better fight.
I'm sure you have. Boost the shields. Kill it before his fighters blow me up. And it's dead. Alright, and our cargo capacity is actually maxed out. Alright, so let's recall the fighters. And since we're right here, let's dock. So all the stuff we just picked up, which is mostly just chunks of ore, rearm and repair. Let's buy more T drives, just simply because you get used to having the ability to jump everywhere. I did buy them, right? I think so. Buy more heavy shield boosters. Even though I'm going to need a massive pile of cash to buy a dreadnought, and spending all of it on repair and shield boosters is probably a bad idea, but I won't complain. But oh look, there's a shipyard here. So I actually could, I don't have to go to Concordia to buy a new dreadnought. I could actually get one from anywhere, but if you see, this is actually a carrier, so, and it costs 70 million credits, whereas their Freightliner costs 51 million, and their battleship costs 20 million. Now, if I had enough cash where I could sell my existing ship, and the balance between that and what I already had in the bank account could allow me to buy a new ship, I could do that. But I like keeping all my old vessels, so even if I could, I wouldn't. But I can't because the difference isn't that great. So let's look at the job boards here. So I have another 4.9 million destruction job. Anything that isn't a destruction task, because last time I did one of these, I lost 3 ships and I still haven't fully replaced all of them just yet. So you know, let's actually leave, pick up more stuff,
Cannot
because
comply. Storage space full.
cargo bay only holds so much. Sell off this. Leave again.
Take your leave.
Pick up the rest.
HQ reports one of our
then
fleets
redock.
have returned.
So yeah, that fight broke so many asteroids, it took 3 trips just to, well, sell everything.
They are past cross again.
You're
HQ
just
sends word
traitors.
that one of our fleets have finished their task.
Look, my shields haven't fully recharged yet. Anywho.
Fire at will. Manual targeting disengaged.
Okay, so we're just going to shoot the Freightliner because it decided to walk into weapons range. I'm just going to sit here and watch it explode. Who else decided to walk into weapons
You
range?
picked on the wrong girl.
You know, these Freightliner captains can't be all that smart. They can clearly see a massive pile of carriers and a dreadnought and a battleship just sitting here, and they still decide to fly into them. Yes, I know, it's probably a cheap AI thing, but still.
Weapons
Anywho,
ready and taking aim.
let's head down this way.
Affirmative. Engage sublight. HQ reports one of our fleets have returned.
Alright. Carriers are still being built. And they managed to complete one Borealis carrier. But you know what? Got plenty of resources. Can I research anything else? I mean, Proxima's all completely done, so I don't need to worry about that. Could get shiny new guns and other things. You know what? I have actually quite a bit of gas, so let's actually start researching upgraded guns. Should probably also research chassis as well. I mean, I can only research one thing at a time. Can I T-drive? Can I just T-drive in the middle of this? No, I cannot. So I can't actually T-drive to the middle of somewhere I haven't seen yet. But let's get moving. I mean, it does skip out a couple hexagons, so that's a few minutes I don't have to worry about.
All decks were flying through hostile space.
What else is new? Oh look, the relay satellite. Let's actually go take a look to see what this map looks like. And we're flying towards the star, so we can't actually see where it is. But I'm guessing it's right here. And it's guarded by at least one destroyer. Was a destroyer. Apparently we're still fighting an ever-increasing war against shipping. So, okay. So we'll attack the satellite. Apparently I just shot the thing completely. Still am. Alright, satellite's been hacked, so we now know what the zone looks like, and this station is right here, so let's go take it.
Initiating sublight.
And move yet another system from the outer lands. And hopefully this shuts them up from taking my territory, or taking back their territory that I took from them. Alright, and the battle started. Let's not fly into them.
You're a cell reactionary.
So that way our friends have a chance to actually catch up
Within our sensor range.
and help. Even though it looks like we're going to start off with a war against shipping again. So you know what, let's deploy the fighters and breach the hull with boarding action.
Target eliminated.
Just skip the cargo bay and the engine room just for fun.
Front shield down to
And then break their shield generator. And then cloak the vessel because we're getting attacked. And I don't have enough people to move on, so let's just retreat.
Shields restored, Captain. All weapons fire at will.
But their shields are now gone. Let's reboost the shields. And then I don't know why I'm targeting the freightliner. Let's target this frigate. Because it's shooting back, whereas the freightliner isn't. Of course, I'm not entirely certain the freightliner has enough guns to shoot back, but oh well. Anyway, that frigate's now dead, so let's move on. That frigate's now dead, so let's move on. This frigate's still alive, so let's move on to that.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, it says the guy on an exploding ship.
Shields down. Fires on some decks.
That gunship's dead. This frigate is not. Now it is. This corvette's now dead. That's another war against shipping. That's a freighter. This is a gunship. Let's target the gunship. So I think I'm shooting the gunship. Could be mistaken. Let's fire off missiles at it, even though it's probably overkill, given the fact it's now down to 0 health. Can we target the things that shoot back, please? Okay, so let's fire the missiles at the frigate.
Not today. I'll haunt your corpse cutters.
Alright, that's a battleship. Send over the troops. Again, breach the hull. Cut through the cargo bay. Now the med bay is actually relatively close, so...
Is at half capacity.
Multiple casualties across all decks.
Move on past the engines, because I'm here to pillage. And you get the most pillage points from hitting the shield generator in the weapons bay, and I don't have enough men to move past the bay. In fact, they're all being used to move on to the weapons facility, so let's just leave and then pummel, as it were.
This is no true end.
And now it's dead. Oops, sorry. Wanted to do that. Next target. Oh, look, a dreadnought. Either flew into it or one of my carriers. And the ship weapons decided to shoot at a cruiser instead. I mean, I'm not blaming it. The dreadnought is a bigger vessel than my battleship. And it's also... there's also a friendly carrier between me and it, so... Plus, I think for some reason all the turrets are either side or dorsal mounted. So if I'm like directly over a target, none of my guns can actually hit it. Or at the very least, very few of them can.
What's your problem, Kurt?
Reports of excessive damage through all decks. Pa? Is that you, Fluffy?
Nope.
Target is down.
Anyway. So that's the fleet, and all that's left are the defensive platforms surrounding the station. I kill those, I win the zone. I don't, chances are good the ship explodes. And then we start... What was that? Clearly they found something interesting to shoot at. Alright, one platform down. Two platforms down. Three platforms down. Four down, and we capture the zone. Okay. Call the fighters. taken the Black Star military installation. Installation station. And I can dock with it. Well, this is new. Usually I just fly in from the side with naked streams of metal just pouring clean through the vacuum of space. At least I'm assuming it's a vacuum of space in the airlock. I don't think they're pressurized, but they do have shields saying... Well, they do have shielding around the aperture, so maybe? Anyway, there's no shipyard in here, so I can't look at any new shiny ships.
Take care.
So let's just leave now that we rearmed and repaired.
Affirmative.
Let's hit
Engage
sublight so that way we don't fly into our own people. Again, still. Alright, so all the Outlands have is the planet Soilama, which I can't actually take because I need the Proxima for that, and I don't have access to Proxima until the Dreadnought chapter, and I need a Dreadnought to actually upgrade to the Dreadnought chapter. So,
engaged.
let's just, jump back to the Concordia. And head back to
Course
Concordia
adjusted.
Station.
Engaging sublight.
I don't think it'll auto-trigger the next bit of storyline, given the fact it says upgrade to at least a Dreadnought class ship.
Aligning ship to plane.
Greetings, Captain. Welcome to Concordia.
And here we are, back home. So, since I didn't do any fighting between last fight and now, don't have anything new in the cargo bay to sell, but if we look at the shipyard, where, let's be honest, if I'm buying a Dreadnought, it's probably going to be the Solari Concorde design, which means either that's a freightliner, that's a battleship, so it's probably going to be the Asteria class Dreadnought, or the Deadly Helios. Deadly Premonition's a carrier. So the Deadly Helios requires 100 million credits, whereas the Asteria requires only 65. So we're going to be buying the Asteria. I think the Deadly Helios is a DLC ship and rather more powerful. But if we look at the systems, the Helios has 9 turrets, well 9 forward turrets, 7 port and starboard turrets, and 8 aft turrets, as well as a weapon storage a heavy battery ammo bin for 75 rounds all around, whereas the Asteria has 5 forward batteries, which is about the same as my current battleship, which is the Orion, I believe. Yeah, that looks like my ship. Could have gone with a Bishop, but I decided with the Orion. I can't remember why. I think the Orion had better shields. Had either more hull or better shields. I can't remember which. But I need a Dreadnought, so it's a moot point. But the Asteria has the same amount of light battery turrets on the front, 10 on the port and starboard, and same on the back. So I'm basically getting 10 extra turrets, whereas it carries a little bit less of the aft ammo for heavy weapons, a little bit more for the port and starboard, and a decent chunk for the forward battery. So basically, I have an option between two different, the unknown make the deadly Helios, for two different dreadnoughts. However, one's almost half, double the cost of the other. I guess about 50% more. Although it definitely has more weapons and shielding. Then the Borealis is the carrier, which is what I've been building, and Terra Higgs flies around it. It's actually only 5 million more than the Asteria. Interesting. Now, I should point out, I don't actually have to buy... I mean, the Deadly Helios also gets an extra fighter, but... I was going to say, I don't actually have to buy from the new ship from the Solari Concord. I can basically go to anywhere that has a shipyard and buy a ship there. Now, I would use Finaros as an example, but that's also originally Solari Concord, so...
Course set.
Good point there, but if I go to Sora...
Affirmative. Engage sublight.
I don't think I need the fleet for this, so let's actually have them... Oh, both my carriers are built now. So let's actually have them reinforce each other.
Do you think you can stand against us?
Yes. But moot point right now. And why am I just flying around in a circle? Go there. These fleets merged. And they are merged now. And it is still the Honor Armada. I like the name Honor Armada, so let's have them follow me back around. But since I don't feel like waiting,
Prepare for T-drive.
just use the T-drive again. Let's just jump right outside Sora.
Realigning course. Affirmative. Engage sublight.
Let's see if they have a dreadnought for sale. And I think they do. Maxton, one of my War Masters, uses the Maginot Barney, I think is their faction name. They're basically the Barney's classes of ships, and he currently pilots a dreadnought. Now, the question isn't so much do they have a dreadnought, the question is do they sell a dreadnought? And the planet doesn't even have a shipyard, so it's kind of a moot point.
Good luck.
It's a forward outpost. It's a research station. Another research station. No, I don't even know where I could go to actually buy a Barney class vessel. No point. Guess I wasted my T-drives for nothing. I mean, I didn't really waste my T-drives for nothing. I do need a large amount of cash, and one way to do that is to just keep taking enemy stuff. And I've been meaning to actually fight the Scent Chunk for, well, videos and episodes and episodes now, but something always gets in the way. Like these guys keep trying to retake their territory from me, or I get distracted by somebody else, or the Scent Chunk actually managed to dig into Helmsford. But provided the Outlands, what little territory they still have left, don't bother this region anymore. Oh, the Malkior 3 is now finished for research, so I can actually buy an upgraded version of weapons platform for a ridiculously large amount of cash. Let's actually upgrade, rather than upgrading another weapon, let's actually upgrade the carrier to the Borealis 2. Now I don't know if it'll upgrade all of my existing carriers, or it's like every carrier from then on is the new version, whereas everything that I currently have is the old version. But I guess I can find out. So I can always cut through the scent chunk if everything else stays quiet. But that's going to be another issue for another day, because I'm going to call it here.
Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.